Hey everyone, welcome back to another bonus episode of the Spine Tilling podcast, Horror Talks with Tate. My name is Tate Irons and I'm your host for this podcast, and it's so great to be back with another bonus episode. So as you can see, we have a very special guest. We have Alexander Butler here, who is known for playing Piglet in the horror film Piglet. So Alex, how you doing?
I'm very good, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing really great, thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem, mate. Um, so I just need to ask you, how did you get into acting?
Um, I came, I got into it the through the back door really more than anything. I had a previous career that had nothing to do with acting, and when COVID happened and that career came to an end, I was looking for something to do and get out there and try something completely different. And that's when I started doing background work, like as a supporting artist or extra and things like that. And I got the bug from there, really. And I think because I look quite unusual, people would tend to give me more prominent roles. And it just escalated from there, really. So I went from being in the background to being more up front and getting roles like Piglet.
Wow, that's amazing. Because yeah, that the movie Piglet, I actually really enjoyed it, and
Thanks, Mark.
yeah, and it just kind of reminds me of like Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 1, because like
Mm.
the mask is like the same.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously I think we used the same sort of film sets as well. Obviously the tunnel's the same. I think it's the same tunnel for both Winnies. But yeah, it's obviously the mask is the same. Same sets and things like that. But it's completely different from Winnie. It's just not having any real connection to it from the physical aspect of it. It's a good little slasher. It's a nice to have a version of Piglet going out there and doing his thing.
Yeah, yeah, it is great. So do you have a favorite horror movie?
Oh, it's tough because there's so many good ones out there. I think I'm a big fan of the classics. I like the originals. I like the original, like Texas Chainsaw. I like the original Evil Dead's. Jason's, the original Freddy's, and things like that. And I really, what I love about those originals is they were sort of the first of their kind, and aesthetically they look, they're from the 70s and the 80s, so everyone's dressed in a period of time where I was born in the 80s. I was born in 81, so I remember how everyone looked, so it's kind of a nice throwback to those sorts of times, really. And yeah, so they're my kind of favorites. I think more modern horror, I like Jeepers Creepers,
Oh yeah.
yeah, things like that. Even some of the more latest ones, even though they're not kind of horror as in the sense of jump scares and out there, I really enjoyed Late Night with the Devil. I thought that was really, really good. Um, Talk to Me. I really enjoyed Talk to Me as well. I thought that was quite funny in places. It's a nice little dark comedy, sort of a horror. But I'm a big Rob Zombie fan, so anything that Rob Zombie touches is gold to me. And hopefully one day he'll see this interview and we'll both be in a film of his.
Yeah, yeah, I bet that'll be great. Yeah, because Rob Zombie, I know him from directing the remake of Halloween 1 and 2, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just think they're like way brutal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. His films like House of a Thousand Corpses and all those are just brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Um, so I'm gonna ask you the questions about Piglet. Um,
Sure.
so so what first attracted you to the role of Piglet?
I think the opportunity to play Piglet was too good to say no to. Really, I mean, I never would have said no to it anyway, just because I think being being a standalone film for Piglet as a character, and also giving me the opportunity to sort of be that main character, almost that main villain. That was what really made me want to do it. And the fact that everyone knows Piglet, whether it be
Yeah,
from growing up as the little cartoon friend, or to more recent times with the Winnie films, Blood and Honey,
oh
and
yeah,
any future films that Piglet could be in. So I think the opportunity to play that horror character, and for me a future horror legend, really, because we've seen so many horror characters be portrayed by different actors over the years, but that legend of their character always stays the same.
mm,
So to be part of that sort of legacy was it was a real honor, really, to be offered the role, and obviously to play it. I absolutely loved it. I really did love it, and I would love to do it again.
yeah, yeah. That'll be great. Um, since I've seen the whole movie, was there any scenes that challenged you the most during filming?
Um, uh, yeah, I think a lot of them. I mean, physically wise, just getting used to that mask was probably the first challenge that we got into, and that was, luckily there wasn't really a lot for me to do on the first day that I wore the mask. It was a good opportunity for me to get around it and get used to it.
Mm,
But I think the most challenging aspect was to try and get that aggression of Piglet across, um,
mm,
and not also hurt anyone. So
yeah,
it was always like, try and be as angry and as aggressive and as brutal as you can as this big pig-like killer, and then try not to hurt any of the other cast. And it was always important to me. Like, as soon as Andrea shouted cut, it was always my first instinct to go and to run up to whoever I was working with and say, "Oh my God, are you all right? I didn't hurt you." Just to double check. But luckily,
yeah,
everyone I worked with was so professional and so good at what they do, and they're even more convincing than probably I ever could just on my own. So it was a nice balance between myself and all the girls, really. Not I know you spoke to Alina and Shaylee in the
yeah,
past, and I absolutely love the pair of them to death. They are so good to work with. But even people like Taya, who played Courtney, she was fantastic, because my actual first scenes were with Taya, and I think they stand out with me the most, because they were my first scenes, really. Um, but yeah, not apart from that, not really many challenges. It was just nice to work with such a great group that we were able to bring it all across, really.
yeah, yeah. That's great because like when I did do an interview with Alina and Shiley, they did tell
Hmm.
me that they had so much fun filming this movie, and
Yeah.
yeah, it because when I saw that movie, it was like because like they did a good job as well.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did such a great job, and I think it's difficult to think of. Like, I mean, we did have so much fun. It was ridiculous the amount of fun we had as a complete group. Like, all the girls were great together as their group, and then when we all worked in individual groups, we all lived together in the same house, so we were this one big happy family, really. And sometimes it was difficult to remember that we were actually on the set of a horror film, because we were just having so much fun. But that just shows how professional everyone was, really, because we can go from laughing and joking and being everyone's, and having so much fun and messing around to, right, okay, 2 minutes, and then bang, everyone's straight into character again, and everyone is right, I have to go, bang, let's just get the killer pig head on and go from there. But it was the best 9-10 days. It really, really was.
Yeah, I bet it'll be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Mum.
So, did you draw on inspiration from any other horror icons when building your version of Piglet?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said earlier, I was, because I'm such a fan of the classics, I wanted to try and have almost a little bit of all of them in there. There's a lot of Mike Myers in there, and there's a lot of Jason in there. And obviously, with the theme of it, us being cannibals and being out in the woods and the farm, there's a little bit of like Leatherface, and so it's mainly those three, really. There's a lot of those classics in there, because they're all such big, tall guys, and me being big and tall, I thought it's quite easy to draw off them, really, and try and try and almost cement his own sort of version of it.
Yeah, because the time I saw Piglet, it did kind of remind me of these horror icons. So
Mm.
yeah, it was just really amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it was one of the conversations I had with Andrea on the first day when we got there, is that he wanted it to be a fun slasher 80s style sort of horror movie that we were both fans of. And then when we were either the week leading up to filming, when we were getting the costume all together and sorted, the more I was looking at it, the more like it's very Jason, it's very sort of boiler suit, big boots and gloves, and so there's a lot of the icons in there. So I'm glad that came across.
Yeah, I'm glad about that too. Was there any improvisation involved in how Piglet moved or react in scenes?
I think a lot of the deaths, sometimes we had to kind of improvise a little bit, through no fault of anyone's, that we I suppose we just didn't have enough time to do it. Kind of sometimes we had setbacks with, like, say, the weather, for example, and we had to change the way we shot. We shot a few scenes, so there was a few things that we maybe couldn't do in the original script. But again, it goes back to how professional everyone is, because we would say, right, well, we can't do it this way now. How do we do it? And between Andrea, myself, whoever I was in the scene with, and Vince, the DOP, the camera guy, we just have a little chat about everything, see what would work best, and then go from there. And then so a lot of the deaths, a lot of the ideas were kind of thought of there and then, really, which is standard for film. Have all the best laid plans in the world on paper and set there and ready to go, but if something pops up, you need to change things, and that's the way it was. But that it happened a couple of times, but not often. It was just fun, man. What can I say? It was just so good. So good to
Yeah,
bounce ideas off everyone and just kind of see where everyone's head was at, in terms of how, right, we need to kill her now. How do we go and kill her? And we go, right, well,
oh
let's do
yeah,
this and let's do that. Oh, let's use that over there. So it was very cool to kind of, it helps you think on the spot almost.
yeah, that's right. That is really cool. What do you hope the audience feel after seeing your performance in Piglet?
I think my overriding hope is that I just hope everyone enjoyed it. Not just me as Piglet, but the whole film. It's just a nice, happy slasher horror. That it is what it is. if you are a fan of slashers and horrors, you're going to love it. It's as simple as that. And that's what I hope. I hope people just enjoy it and take away from it. Just come away from it and say, "Oh yeah, that it was good. I liked it. I'll definitely watch it again. I hope they make a sequel. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That would be really, really nice." So yeah, I just want people to be happy, really.
Yeah, that makes sense because by the time when Andrea announced the movie, I have been excited to see it for so long, and
Mm.
yeah, and when I was about to see it, I was like, finally, I'm now able to see the movie.
Yeah, yeah. I
Mm.
think when we were filming it, obviously on the last day of filming, we all know as actors and filmmakers that the editing process can take a while.
Oh
But
yeah,
as an actor, you are desperate to watch it straight away. You want to see how it's worked out and how it comes along. Luckily, we didn't have to wait too long for this. But then once you do see it and you like it, and you think, "Oh, that was really, really good." The next little thing that you have to wait for is obviously the release, and you need to see where it's going to be released, and you're looking for the reaction of people and whatever. So yeah, it was each step of that process was really interesting because firstly, you see the poster is announced, and then a trailer is announced, and it kind of builds that momentum up and builds that excitement. So I was desperate to see it. And when I did, I loved it. It was great, and it took me back to just having so many happy memories of filming on set with everyone, and because we've all become really, really good friends, and
oh yeah,
I think that's the main thing really, is to come away with a new group of friends and people that you want to work with again.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing. Like, yeah, the trailer did got me excited. So yeah, I did feel the
Mm.
same way. Um, so I think I just got one more question. Um, when
Sure,
you
man.
when you were wearing the costume and mask for Piglet, did it help you get into
Yeah.
character?
Yes, because it sort of, you can't really see it obviously because it's a mask, but it changed the way you hold your face,
Oh yeah.
and the way you breathe. It's very early on. It's very uncomfortable because there's no air holes in the nose, so you have to breathe
Mm,
through your mouth. So it's trying to
yeah.
get used to always breathe through your mouth, and then there's times in a few scenes in Piglet where I learned that if I try and breathe out through my nose, it kind of moves the cheeks a little bit here. So there's a couple of scenes where
Mm,
you can see that moving, and I wanted to try and get that across because it added facial expressions to him almost. But it does help you get into character because it's so heavy and it's so hot that it kind of, it almost puts you in a bad mood wearing it.
yeah.
And it gets you into that frame of a killing. Going, "Oh, I'm wearing this bloody thing again, and I just can't wait to kill someone." Because it used to be very heavy on an eyelid here, and it used to push down the corner of your eyes. So
Oh
it
yeah.
makes you squint, and it kind of gets you into that. It just makes you
Yeah.
feel angry. So
Mm,
yes, in answer to your question, that the mask really helps you get in that character. But because I'm a bit of an idiot anyway, and I'm quite funny and quite happy to be around. As soon as there was a break in action, I had to just always snap out of it and just remember who I was. And even though we had to keep this mask on, it was like we had lots of fun, and we would dance and just make jokes and just see there with a cup of tea dressed as Piglet. It was great, man. Um,
yeah.
yeah, and even though it was awkward and horrible to wear, I miss it.
Yeah.
I really, really miss it. I wish I had it, man. I wish I had it now. I wish I could wear it again and do another. It'd be awesome.
yeah, I bet it would be awesome. Cause yeah, like I do understand like the mask can be like hard. Cause like I heard about these masks, like they're
Yeah,
they're like the like full head mask, and like yeah, it just they just like look realistic.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, it's because it's latex as well. It's just so thick and so heavy, and
Yeah.
obviously, it comes down to here as well because you want it to have a neck, and so you're there and you have to get things on over the top of it. And yeah, it's just this. I think over the time, though, the longer the film went on, I think the mask kind of molded itself to my face a little bit. I know that sounds odd, but the first couple of days, it was quite stiff and it was quite awkward to move around in. But over the week, and because it was a heat wave over here as well, it was hot and mucky, and it kind of just made itself into me almost, and it
Ooh.
become part of me after a bit. So it was, which is a scary thought, but it ultimately very, very cool. Because then
Yeah.
it made working in it and life just a lot easier after that.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Well, I think that's all the questions I got there. So thank you so much for your time to come to this show, and it's just been so great having a chat with you.
Oh, mate, thanks for having me, man. It means the world. I'm such a fan. I love listening to your podcasts. And I love seeing, when you put a post up with someone that I know and love and have worked with in the past, man. It's great to watch them enjoying themselves and also like, you doing what you do and enjoying, speaking to them as well, man. It's great fun. So thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for loving my podcast. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, dude. Anytime.
Yeah. So guys, if you still haven't seen Piglet, then be sure to go see it on like Amazon Prime and probably
Yeah,
if
it's
that's
on Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's on Apple TV, I think now. Over in the UK, it's definitely on Apple. It's also on Sky in the UK as well. Lots of other places. Amazon, like you said, Tubi in America,
oh yeah,
various
yeah.
other platforms. I don't know. I don't know all of them, but yeah, there's. Just go
It's
look for
fine.
it, man. You'll find it.
Yeah, because this movie is such a must watch, and you guys need to go check it out and support this movie. And if you have seen it, and be sure to check on the episodes that I did for covering Piglet, so that you can find out what it was it like when making the movie and what the movie is about. And if you guys haven't listened to the episode, then please do it, and I hope you enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching this interview. This is Tate Irons, and stay spooky, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Take care now, mom.